Hey guys, today I'll be rating food, and by the end of this video, you should basically know what's healthy or what's not healthy. Almonds, I'll put into wouldn't touch it. Death tier. It's a between. It doesn't matter. The specific tiers don't matter. The thing about almonds is it's basically empty. It's missing 15 micronutrients. It has anti-nutrients, lectin, phytic acid, which will bind to your minerals to make the mineral absorption even worse. Absolutely terrible. Wouldn't eat it at all. Bread is okay to eat. It's a starvation food. It has a lot of sugar, fiber, starch, but still it's still void of nutrition. There's nothing in it. Like, there's no positive, there's only negative. So it's okay to eat when you're starving. It's still nowhere close to being good for you or being optimal at all. Let's go blueberries. It's okay. It's gonna be slightly negative. Even though it's a fruit, and fruits are generally better than vegetables, blueberries specifically sprayed with pesticides, and we do know for a fact that pesticides are terrible. And blueberries, they have tons of oxalates. Berries in general have a lot of oxalates, and which oxalates will bind to your calcium to render the calcium unavailable, create kidney stones. And 80% of all kidney stones are calcium oxalate stones. The oxalate that doesn't bind to calcium, they go to your spine, they go to every bone basically, and they become spikes and they poke you. And that's why old people who have high amounts of oxalates accumulated in their body, they have pain walking around and they need help to live basically. Now eggs, holy shit, it's not dragging. Okay, eggs, they're gonna be optimally perfect. It has so much nutrient, one of the most nutrient dense foods on the planet. It has vitamin K2, D, A, which you will only find in eggs or other food that I'll put in this type of tier. And it has a lot of cholesterol. It has a lot of CLA, CoQ10. It has tons of minerals. It has basically everything you need as a human to survive and create hormones for your body to, thrive. And especially if it's boiled's the most optimal way to cook the egg, just because the egg whites, they have trypsin inhibitors and they have other anti-nutrients that will bind nutrients such as avidin. Avidin will bind to your biotin, which is your B vitamin, and basically render them useless, much like the oxalates. Alright, let's do broccoli. Broccoli is death tier. Absolutely terrible. Wouldn't eat it at all. It's probably the worst food to eat as humans because the goitrogen content, the oxalate content, the anti-nutrient content, especially the goitrogen, will mess you up really badly. Like goitrogens, for example, they will bind to your iodine and basically impair your iodine absorption to the thyroid, which will impact your T4 to T3 conversion rate and efficiency, and your body will basically turn into a shithole. Basically, it'll be pretty bad. It will be terrible for you. And broccoli, there's nothing in broccoli too. Like, you could name me one nutrient that's in broccoli that is not found in meat, and you couldn't. There's no point of eating broccoli. It's fucking terrible. Let's see carrots. Carrots are pretty okay too. Why is it not dragging? Oh no, they're up here. I'm blind. I'll put it higher than blueberry. Blueberry's just too many pesticides. Now carrot is probably the best type of vegetable. Carrots, they do have a lot of beta carotene, which is a positive, I guess. Even though beta carotene will never be retinol, it's still gonna give you the 5% conversion rate to retinol, which maybe like 10% of the population, I believe, can't convert at all. So basically vitamin A you get from carrots are meaningless. And carrots, vegetables, and fruits in general, they have no nutrition. Again, missing 15 nutrients. A lot of fiber, a lot of glucose, no nutrition. Might have some beta carotene, but that's basically the best it gets. Celery, same thing as broccoli. All the green leafy cruciferous plants, like all these fucking green plants, they're gonna be terrible for the same reason as broccoli, like all the anti-nutrients and destitute of nutrition. There's no kid that likes eating broccolis. There's no kid that likes to eat Brussels sprouts. The same way, they are not good for you. Like, our body knows, but as we grow, like, the brainwashing gets to us and we're basically led to believe that these green cruciferous plants are good for you, even though there's literally nothing good about them. Blackberries, they're basically the same as blueberry. They're basically the same, really. I'll just put blackberries a bit higher than blueberries. I can't find something that's interesting. Donuts, I mean, no shit that's donuts are gonna be bad for you. Randall cycle activating, high fat, high sugar, fucking chemicals that actively tries to kill you, highly processed. Donuts, I don't even have to say anything, they're pretty terrible. Grapes are like one of the worst fruits to eat just because of how much sugar it has. Because of that, I'll put it here. Great. Yeah, I guess they're net neutral. You're not gonna get anything positive from this other than some vitamin C, some minerals. But the sugar basically cancels out the benefits, in my opinion, like the glycation and advanced glycation end products, the Randall cycle, the systemic inflammation, the increase of reactive oxygen species. Like, they're not worth it. In my opinion, it's not good at all. Honey. A lot of people know honey from the raw honey meme, but honey is a net negative. It is not good. I wouldn't say it's healthy at all. It's basically the same amount of nutrient, like the nutrient profile is similar to vegetables in terms of how many nutrient there is. It's basically none, and it's really high in fructose and sugar in general. And fructose is like arguably worse than glucose because they're 10 times more glycating than glucose, and that will age you 10 times quicker. So if you want your skin to like be elastic and look younger, you definitely want to avoid honey. Alright, let's get to some good foods. Butter, I'll put it at it'll be above eggs, because of the fact that like a good butter, like A2 unpasteurized butter, is like the perfect fat source. It has vitamin A, K2, and K2, vitamin D, A, K2, my bad, and every single fat soluble vitamin basically. And it's just so convenient to go like get a butter, scoop it, and just eat it when you're hungry, or you could cook with it. It's so versatile. And if you ate too much like lean foods, you can just eat butter and get fat, like consume fat, not get fat. You won't get fat from eating butter unless you're eating a shit ton of sugar. Kiwi is gonna be one of the worst fruits to eat. Like, it's arguably worse than honey, because kiwi is one of those fruits where it's basically empty. Once again, all fruits are empty. Kiwi is pretty empty outside of vitamin C, and it has so much oxalates, like tons and tons of oxalates, to a point where you will gain more oxalates than you like expel, and oxalates will keep accumulating in your body. That goes with every food with oxalates, but kiwi does it especially the most. Steak is absolutely going top of optimal perfect. Steak is the most optimal food you can have as a human, as a Homo sapien, and we know this because ancestrally, with every single stable isotope analysis ever, unassailably proves that steak and animal foods in general, 80 to 100% of our diet was made of animal foods, especially steak and muscle meat. And we can kind of see this with the nutrient profile as well. Like, for example, every single nutrient in steak is perfect in ratios, like potassium and sodium. You need 3 potassium per sodium. Guess what a steak has? 3 potassium per 1 sodium. Or you could look at the creatine profile. A kilo of steak, which is the amount of steak you need to eat per day as a human. If you eat that many steak, you have 5 grams of creatine, which is mostly accepted by the scientific community as most optimal to eat. That's why gym bros always have 5 grams of creatine. And you can look at every single other nutrient, and it'll basically point to as very optimal in perfect ratios. And also, not to mention that steak, they don't have endogenous advanced glycation end products. They don't activate the Randall cycle, because if you eat 80% to 100% animal-based diet, you won't have that much sugar. And if you have mostly steak, you won't activate your Randall cycle. Your insulin won't spike because there's no sugar. Your insulin will only go up from the protein. And with the protein, especially combined with fat, you have an insulin bump, not a spike. Now oysters. Oysters go to optimal diet. Optimally perfect. Oysters are the most nutrient dense, if not one of the most nutrient dense foods on the planet, alongside liver. And they are the best seafood you can have. It's so high in zinc. The most amount of bioavailable zinc, high in selenium, high in iron, high in copper, high in everything. And you only need to eat like 2 oysters a day to meet your daily zinc requirement. And if you eat like 4, you meet the daily requirement for basically every nutrient that's in oysters. Avocado, I put out net neutral. It's very low on sugar. It's one of those low sugar fruits. And also, they are very low in fructose in specifically, which is very good. And avocado, it has a bit of trace amount of minerals. Yogurt. Yogurt goes to great supplementary food just because it's from an animal, so it's gonna have the vitamin K2, D3A, and other fat soluble vitamins. And yogurt, it's one of the best probiotic foods out there. Yogurt and kefir are the 2 best probiotic foods, which is great for your gut health. And we all know how good gut health is, how important it is. White rice. I put white rice at net neutral just because it technically is okay to eat. I should really expand this bracket, but I put this here because rice is one of those foods where it's like regularly cooked. Like people don't eat raw rice. And because you cook it, you are going to cook away a lot of the anti-nutrients. You're going to cook away a lot of the phytic acids. You're going to cook away a lot of the lectins. And because of that, all the like bad sides of rice is like neutralized. And that basically makes rice like one of the better plants to eat. Alright, tomatoes. I'll put tomatoes at net neutral. I don't like the word net neutral because these are all like pretty bad. But tomatoes are good because, again, it's low in carbs. Pretty sure it has 5 grams per 100, 5 grams of sugar per 100 gram of tomato. I might be wrong. Another thing about tomatoes is that's highly hydrating. And it tastes great, really. Tomatoes, if I have fruits, I'll only have these 2, probably. Mainly. So if you get the pattern, it's basically gonna be animal foods because we do know like 80% to 100% was from animals back in like the ancestral days. The plants, depending on what type of plant it is, it's gonna be down here. Like tiers are gonna be different. Some are gonna be up here, some are gonna be down here, and all the processed garbage are gonna be at the death tier too. So that basically sums it up.